Hola a todos. Este juego es asombroso. Solo miren esto. Impresionante, me encanta esto. Estoy jugando Stanley Parable. Ok, un juego que a cualquier persona que lo juegue en menos de 30 minutos hará que le duela tanto la cabeza que dejará de jugarlo. Bueno, querrá dejar de jugarlo. Pero no lo dejarás porque quieres saber cómo termina. Bastante corto, barato y divertido. Comenzamos.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-reaping, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Ok, ya comenzamos. Ok, este juego, para que les voy a decir, este juego está lleno de decisiones. Pues en este momento puedo tener un final. Puedo tener un final cerrando simplemente esta puerta. Ya tengo un final. Pero no vamos a hacer eso, obviamente.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Esto es impresionante jugar ahora. Ya pasé algunos finales, así que vamos a ir a unos cuantos.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sí.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Como ven, pasé por la otra puerta y ahora me cambié la historia.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Sí, lo vale. Me voy a quedar aquí, más tiempo.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Papá número 1.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Creo que quiere decir que nos alejamos. Nah.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room, and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Ok, no voy a irme para allá porque ese es un buen final. Así que vámonos para acá.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ok.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? What? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay, una chance. Muy bien.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay. Ido por la puerta azul, como al final, pero vamos a ir por la puerta roja esta vez. ¿Sí?
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
¿Qué? ¿Seguro? No confío en este tipo. Así que, bueno. Vamos a ver la otra puerta. Es igual, mejor la primera. No sé qué está pasando ahora mismo, no lo sé.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Sí.
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Qué bonito. Fuck this shit. Está mejor acá. Wow.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Quiero ver acá.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Ese juego rompe la cuarta pared muchas veces.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Adiós, mundo cruel.
No!
Wait, what?
Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Claro.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
No confío en esto, no confío en esto.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no, what do you do? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
No me convences.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? Did you throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were actually willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. Looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over?
Ouch.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.